I'm Hans and this is my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Today we're going to be looking at this DLX Hawk. This is the front suspension, it's got the inverted fork and it's the EFI version. You can tell by the tires as well, this is not the basic model. This has got kind of an on-off road street tire slash whatever. It's not the knobby tire that the other one comes with. But today we're just going to take this thing for a ride. We're going to go ahead and kind of just talk about the differences between a street bike and one of these bikes and just whatever, kind of get an overview. We just finished another video where we really talked about the difference between the two bikes. So there's a Hawk 250 and then there's the Hawk 250 DLX. Stronger, I don't know what that means or if that's a thing. But they are basically similar bikes. I think it's the same engine. They just have the EFI on one, the street tires on this one, the EFI, and then the upgraded fork on the front, which I think is worth every penny. I think that this one, when I bought it, was about $2,200. The basic version is $17.99 plus shipping. I've had both. I think they're both great. I think they're great bikes no matter what. If you don't have the money to buy this one, get the cheaper one and you won't be bummed out or anything. It's just kind of a couple upgrades. I do really like having the EFI just because no matter where I am or whatever, when I go to start this thing up, it just starts every time. EFI. A carburetor, you got to turn on a choke. You've got to kind of mess around with tuning it and cleaning it and that kind of stuff, where this is hopefully just going to run like this for a really long time without a lot of maintenance. If you have one of these and you have problems with it, I'd love to hear about it. Just see what to expect. I think mine only has a few hundred miles on it. Yeah, this one only has 125 miles on it, so I don't know what to expect when I get into the 5,000 to 10,000 miles, but I do know there are some of you guys out there that have been riding these for a really long time. This one is 2021 version. So I highly recommend this bike if you're looking for something to get off-road. If you just want to commute to work or whatever, go ride some trails. Obviously, you're not going to want to take this thing off any jumps or anything, but you get the idea. We're going to take it for a ride, go spin it around real quick, and we will come back and kind of sum it up, see if you guys have any questions. But the battery's been on a battery tender, and here we go. Let's see what happens. There it is. The difference between the stock basic one and the EFI, right there. Super easy to start. Battery was fully charged because it has been maintained all winter. Oh yeah, we can smell it. It's got a little bad gas getting out of it now, so it'll burn out really quick. But if you had a carbureted version and you had bad gas, it's a lot harder to kind of get that stuff out and cleaned, where this one will just kind of run through and burn it out. So this is the glory of the EFI. This thing just starts up. There's not a lot of tweaking to do. There's no choke to mess with, and we're good to go here. Idling right at about almost 2,000 RPMs, so it's warming up real good. And I'm hot, so I'm gonna get on this thing and give it a ride. But I'm 5'7", and I'm on this thing, and I can touch both sides of my feet for sure, but I'm on my tippy toes for sure. This bike is really meant for somebody taller than me, like especially if you're going off-road, but if you're just using it for commuter, it's perfect. So here we go, let's get out of here. So this is a 250 is what they call it, but it's actually 230cc engine in this thing. It's really interesting to ride this one because it does have like a little bit different CG or something. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it definitely rides more like a dirt bike than it does like a street bike, and it's a lot of fun to ride, there's no doubt, but you feel really tall on it, and it doesn't feel like feels squirrely, I guess, kind of when you're leaning into corners. But I might just have to be getting used to it, because I am used to riding street bikes, and this is really my first dirt bike that I've had since I was 12 years old or something like that. But it's a cool bike. It definitely has lots of cool features and gets really good gas mileage. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I heard rumors like you're supposed to be able to get like 70 miles to the tank or something like that. Just pretty darn good. You can get yourself a lot of places on a tank of gas. So, but yeah, you can tell right now it's kind of burning out some bad fuel. It's not running as smooth as it normally does. But that's the other thing about the street one, the KPM, is it's just so much quieter and smoother, and it feels so much more stable. But in order to get the best of both worlds, you gotta sacrifice some stuff here and there. I know a lot of people that love riding these things just as a commuter the way that they are, so. But it's, you know, great little getting back and forth to work kind of bike. I've ridden it to, you know, I've ridden it out on trails and out in the dirt. They're building me a big jump out here right now. Haha, just kidding. But yeah, overall, man, this thing, I love the instrument cluster. It's really cool. It is kind of weird that they use so much real estate for the gas, but I know there's some warning lights in there too somewhere that are But yeah, this thing's just a great little bike. And again, I mean, this is what riding these things is all about. Getting out, getting in the wind, enjoying yourself, hopefully taking a break, and, you know, gives you a chance to focus on something else and be out in nature, and you're really out there in the wind and kind of, you know, feel all that. So right now I'm in 5th gear. This only has 5 gears, by the way. So this has 5 total. I forgot about that. So right now we're running about almost 7,000 RPM, going about 52 miles an hour. This guy behind me is really riding my ass. I'm not sure why, but good turn. The one thing you do have to kind of remember when you are riding these, especially if you're a new rider, most of you guys out there that are buying these are going to be new bikes, new riders. First of all, they're really a lot of fun, but they can also be really dangerous. You got to remember that everybody out on the road can't see you as well as they can see another car, and they don't really think of you as being anything different than another car, even though you're like really exposed. And if you did get into an accident, you're going to get hurt way worse than somebody in a car. So you have to kind of imagine that everybody out there is trying to kill you. Like that guy in front of me, the guy behind me, anybody trying to pull out of one of these driveways, they're all potential murderers. Just kidding. But if you think about it like that, and you're really watching, like that guy right there, he was trying to avoid the bicycle guy and got in my lane. I understand you don't want to hit the bicycle guy, but that's why they make bicycle lanes, which that guy's not in. That's the problem. there you go. So that's why you're always watching out for that kind of stuff, and make sure that if somebody does come into your lane, that you're ready to get out of the way. Exit strategy, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, you get used to doing that, and that doesn't ruin my fun when I'm riding by any means. Just makes me more aware and make sure that I'm trying to take care of me when I'm out having fun riding these things. This one's not geared. I know that you can buy gears or sprockets that will make it go much faster. This one will go about 60 miles an hour, and so there's a highway up here. I'm not going to get on that highway. I'm just going to turn around right here and we'll head back on the side roads. It's all about the side roads with this bike. Now, I know there's guys, like I said, that say that they can make these things go 70 miles an hour, no problem. And at that point, you could ride it on the highway. But at this point, I don't have any desire to ride this thing on the highway. That's even more scary when you're the slow guy and you can't get out of the way because your bike will only go so fast. Let's see how fast we can get going here. About 60 there. We're pushing 800 RPMs. Yeah, about 800 RPMs, or 8,000 RPMs, sorry. So you're kind of pushing this bike when you're getting up into that 60 mile an hour range, 55. You're not going to get a lot more out of it, that's all I'm saying, unless you do change your sprockets. Look at this guy, trying to kill me. Trying to kill me. Just another dude. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful down here. Comparatively to the KPM, I do like the instrument cluster placement of this one as well, because I can actually see my instruments down here without having to look down at the tank. Makes a lot more sense to me. But there's ways around that with your speedometer and whatnot. You can just use your phone and this thing's a lot of fun, man. Just, like I said, just watch out for other people, and when you do need to get on a trail, or if you have a way to get to work or whatever on a dirt trail, this is a great way to do it. So you kind of get the real good gist of these bikes and what they're all about, how they work, what to expect. I think that's my goal with these videos, is just so you don't get it and go, oh man, I shouldn't have bought this bike, but I expected to be able to do wheelies on it and whatever. That's not this bike. This bike is beginner, getting off-road, exploring your little territory wherever you are, and also learning. I mean, this is a great bike to learn on. Like I was saying in the other videos, some people get on the highway on their bikes and they're just cruising along and they don't ever really know how to stop and turn and use their gears, and that's the scariest part, when somebody doesn't know how to do that. That's what you really want to learn, is how to use all of the elements of your bike, your front brake, your back brake, and how to use those together, and how to shift and how to downshift and how to steer and stop and make sure you don't fall over when you stop. So lots of different things that I think that people should really know how to do before they go out and buy a cruiser and get on the highway. And this is a great starter. Another great thing about this bike is if I decided I wanted to sell it, ooh, NSX. I've been trying to find that guy. One of my favorite cars right there, the Acura NSX. But I will say on this bike, kind of final thought is, yeah, it's fun to ride, get out there, but my hands are already kind of numb just from the vibration of the thing. I'm not wearing gloves, and I should be, but definitely that would help. But the other one, the KPM, is just such a smooth bike. It's just, and it's strange because the engines look the same. It's a single cylinder, so I don't know why that one has so much less vibration, and it has a lot more pickup. So it's just geared a lot differently, and you have another gear. So if you want to learn how to ride a street bike, that's the way to go. If you want to be able to go like this and get off-road and go cruise around in your pasture, go chase deer, go off some jumps, then this is the bike for you right here. Oh! Almost got twigged. Get that squirrel, get him, get him, get him, get him. But you get the idea. You couldn't do this on the street bike. Well, you could, but you're probably going to end up on your face. So, lots of fun on these things. So it'll handle the trails no problem. I guess that's my point. And I'm done goofing off for right now. So there it is, the DLX Hawk, strongest EFI 250, really a 230, but a 250. Thank you for coming with me on my little ride and hitting the pasture really quick, and you get an idea of what you can do with this bike. Hopefully you guys get it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I'm going to put a couple links to a couple different videos that we've done about this bike and this bike versus that bike kind of thing. So take a look at those. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys all that are subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helps my account. Hit that bell button if you want to see more content like this, and you will see me in the next video.
Let's go!